10 a.m. Eastern, and I am live for Tipsy Tuesday. If you are on, say hello. Hopefully everything is working okay. Let me check my screen. It looks like I am on Facebook. Cool. Let's check YouTube. Hopefully I am. Yep, I am. Just got a notification that I'm live on YouTube as well. Let's double check that. Say hi if you're on. Sorry, just want to double check everything is the way it's supposed to be. Yep, I'm on. Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to open up. Good morning, Sarah. I'm going to open up YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook, so I can see who's messaging me on Facebook. Hi, Robin. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. It is, what is it, the 21st of February. Time is flying. Hi, Allison and Glenda and June. Nice to see everyone. I've got some things to talk to you about today. Super fun things. Yeah. Hi, Catherine. All right. So again, welcome to Tipsy Tuesday. Yeah. Welcome, all that stuff. So today we're talking about a little bit about the pattern that is in testing. Jessica is currently testing the flare pants pattern. It should come out in a week. Next Tuesday, which would be the 28th, we should see the flare pants pattern out. I should have gotten a sneak peek for you, but I did not pull those photos this morning. Sorry. But we do need your help. So as you're listening to this video or you're watching this video, we need help naming the flare pants pattern. So if you could comment below with any ideas you have for the blank flare pants and leggings pattern, that would be really helpful. And I will pick a winner next week for whoever we chose, whoever's name we chose. Good night. I can't talk this morning. So anyway, let us know any suggestions you might have for the blank flare pants and leggings pattern, and help Jessica name it. Sometimes it's difficult to come up with creative and fun names for patterns. And so yeah, occasionally we ask for help, and there is a gift card involved if we pick your name. Okay, so let us know. So that's the flare pants coming out next weekend. Just want to make sure I'm catching all my comments here. What letter are we missing? I don't know. I think we're very, very close on all of them. The Zoe flare pants and leggings is a great suggestion. Yes, you guys are coming up with some great stuff. So I don't know what letter of the alphabet we're missing. I'm not really good at tracking that stuff, so it's not something I think about, but it is a great idea to think about that. So anyway, let us know your suggestions. Yeah, that'll be a really fun pattern. I know the testing is going really well, and we're all very, very pleased with how it's turning out. Fiona Flares. I actually thought of Fiona Flares. Who wrote that? Who said Fiona? My comments are taking forever to update. Jennifer, I like Fiona personally, but I'm not naming the pattern. So anyway, they're all great suggestions, and keep suggesting names for us, and we'll pick, or Jessica will pick a name. Yeah, well, sometime this week, because it releases next week. So yeah, all right. So next, I want to talk to you about my most recent make that I'm wearing. It's right here. I spent yesterday. I wanted to do like this really like slow sew. Remember maybe a month or so ago, we talked about intentional sewing and slowing down. Everything doesn't have to be a fast, easy, crank it out sew. So I bought this fabric. I'm pretty sure I have shared this fabric in the group or on a Tipsy Tuesday. I don't know, in December, probably sometime in December, I bought this flannel. And I was like, I'm going to make a Joanna with it. And then I didn't. So yesterday, my husband was off because he gets bank holidays off, and so it was President's Day, and so he got yesterday off, and he worked out in the yard and we did all kinds of stuff. But then I was like, I'm gonna work on a Joanna. So I did, and I made it more of like a shacket version because I want to wear it as layered. I don't wear button downs often. They're just not something I don't wear them for a particular reason. My body is not perfectly proportioned. I know, shocking. I know everyone else in the world has a perfectly proportioned body except for me. That's actually not true. But anyway, every body is different, and mine is different. So I have larger biceps, and just like my biceps, my calves are also larger. So I have this issue with sizing, okay, especially when in terms of non-stretch woven clothing items. I have to really think through the bicep because I have learned that my bicep is at least 2 sizes, depends on the pattern company, but at least 2 sizes larger than my actual body size in terms of measurement for a pattern, right? So I have to think of those things. So when I do a stretch, it's not as big of a deal. I can do a full bicep adjustment, and because the fabric has stretch, I'm all right, right? Allison, you're thinking on it good. Think on those names. If you're just now joining us, we are trying to find names. We're trying to pick a name for the flare pants and leggings pattern, and we'll pick a winner next week. Jessica will pick a name from your suggestions, and they'll win a gift card. Anyhow, so I decided to make the Joanna, fully knowing that I wanted to size up anyway to make it more of a jacket kind of feel. But then I also had to take into consideration what I need to do for my bicep area. And so if you're new to sewing, as you learn your body more, you will learn the types of adjustment that you need to make, adjustments that you need to make. And mine, always, 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 across the board for every pattern I make, it's a full bicep adjustment, if not a total size up. Most of the time I try to get away with the full bicep adjustment because I'm lazy and it's easier. So anyway, I decided I wanted to do, yeah, Glenda, it's such a challenge. Glenda says, I have those issues too, only my size difference is more like 4 sizes. It really is a challenge. And I tend to get really down on myself about it because even after losing weight, I lost 60 pounds. It's the same. Like my arms were like, we're going to lose a little bit of weight, but not enough to get you like in a size. So it's literally just the way my body is shaped. And it's just how it is. So come to terms with your body shape, come to terms with your body size, and then make the adjustments and the sizes that are appropriate for your body. Period. Right? So I want to show you what I did. What I am, sizing wise, I am between, at the top end of medium right now. All right. Obviously my biceps are not, but the rest of me is the top end, of medium. So when I decided to make this, and granted, I have never made the Joanna before, and I should have made a muslin, and I didn't, but it all turned out okay. Everything's fine. So anyway, I just jumped in. I know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that just jumps in and just like, I'm going to use the good fabric, which is exactly what I did. But anyway, I knew that I wanted to size up. So I know that I'm at the top of medium. So I kind of looked at the finished measurements, which are really only length in the tutorial. That's the word I'm trying to use. Ooh, Farrah, that's a good one. I like that one too. So when I printed out the pattern, I printed it in large and extra large, and then 2X. I did all three. I printed all 3 of those sizes just on one thing, and then once I put it all together, I measured the bicep, like the fullest part of the bicep on the actual pattern piece, and then thought through, okay, subtracting out seam allowance to see. I didn't need it to just fit. I needed room. So when I buy a button down at a store, I have to buy multiple sizes bigger just to fit the bicep. And so then it's huge everywhere else, which is why I don't wear button downs very often. So it's just how it is. Um, so then I measured the pattern piece, right? I don't even know where I put the pattern piece, or I would show it to you. And then I thought, okay, so what, without it being too huge, how high do I have to go size wise? And then I can still do a full bicep adjustment. So I sized up to an extra large, and then I did a full bicep adjustment. Gave myself about an extra inch, inch and a half, because I knew that the bicep would probably in an extra large just fit. And I think I could have done more. I think I could have totally sized up into a 2X for my biceps, or, done a bigger adjustment. But that just adds more work, and I didn't want to do it. So here I am, not doing all the work. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. All right. Thank you for all your suggestions. Keep suggesting. So anyway, I wanted to show you quickly what I did. Let me roll my chair out of the way. Hopefully you can see. This is my new shacket. Now you can see I've got a lot of room. I did the tunic length. And here's the back. I don't know how well you can see it. Of course, I've been sitting in it all morning. And the sleeves are not tight at all. But from a layering perspective, I think I'd want them to be a little bit bigger. Right now, I've got my Pamela on. So I don't have any bulk under the top at all, under the sleeves at all. I'm full on 5 out of 4 today. I've got my Joanna. I've got my Pamela. I've got my old oversized candy pants, and yeah, life is good. I love, this is a flannel fabric. It did in certain moments present a challenge. Thank you, Yvonne. I love it. Thanks, Beth. Because it's thick, I'm not mad at it, but it did, I was going to put pockets in it, but they started getting really bulky, and so I took them out. Which is fine. I only did one of the breast pockets here, but all in all, it's pretty awesome. I put 0 buttons on it and 0 buttonholes because 2 reasons. Laziness, and I never button these kinds of things. They're always a layering thing for me, so if I'm not going to button it when I'm making it, I don't want to put buttons or anything on it. So, and I don't even I don't wear, I could undo this. I would never wear this buttoned in my whole life. Never, ever, never, ever, ever, ever. It's just, long sleeves are not my deal. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just don't like long sleeves. If I have long sleeves, they're always pulled up. Just my personality. Let's see. Let's check out some of our comments. I know we're getting a lot of names for the flare pants. Who's guilty as charged? Who said that? Allison. Yeah, we tell everyone to make a muslin, and I know that it's true we need to make a muslin, but sometimes I just don't want to. So I didn't, and it worked out. Sometimes it works out fabulously. Sometimes it doesn't. And buttons are expensive. Yeah, Esther, they can be expensive. I have jars of buttons that I've bought. It just sounds terrible to me. I don't do buttons. I do them when I need to. Like even the Quinn cardigan, made 7 of those, put buttons on 1. And they were really cute. It turned out really, really nice. If you don't have that pattern, you totally should get it. It's pretty awesome. Ooh, Velma, that's a good one too. You keep coming up with these names, and I keep reading them. They're awesome. But anyway, so this was my yesterday make. I was really concerned about the collar getting really thick. Finding similar, yeah. Catherine says the hardest part for making muslins is finding a similar fabric that doesn't break the bank. I totally agree with that. That can be really, really difficult to do. None of my quins have buttons. Exactly. So I know I'm not alone in the button thing. I thought about putting like cam snaps on it, which I'm still considering that, but all I have are white ones. So I would want to do something different, because this could be really cute with some cam snaps on it, like colorful ones, because this fabric, I don't know if you can tell, it's really beautiful. We've got yellow and orange and pink and blue, 2 different blues and a green and red. It's really beautiful fabric. So you could do like multicolor buttons. things like that. Well, that's the thing. Like, you get the whole thing done. Yvonne says, I hate when I get the entire top or bottom done and then screw up on the buttonholes and ruin the whole outfit. Yeah, so hence, I didn't put anything on there. So, yeah. The muslin, yeah, for making a muslin for this top is extremely time consuming. You're not, it's not just front bodice, back bodice, sleeves, and a neckband, and then you hem it or whatever. It's not, it's a lot of different pieces. Yeah, and you got to read really well. You got to have your interfacing. There's just a lot of things going on. So, like, it can be an expensive muslin to make. Oh, Yvonne, you're so sweet. Magnetic snaps would be really fun. Yeah, I mean, I've gone back and forth with what I could do with it. Oh, that's a good idea. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing I wish I could have added without adding a ton of bulk are pockets. Even though the pockets for this pattern are only for the dress, what I would do, when I added the pockets to this, obviously it was for the dress, so they were low. They were about here, right? So this is where the pockets were. So then if they come down to about here, you're right at that edge of the hem. So, and also for a jacket, I want my pockets up here. So in the future, if I were to do this again, I would bring the pockets way up here, is what I would probably do. And then I might stitch them to the front just to keep them from moving around. There's nothing I hate more than floppy pockets, and that would be my luck. I'd put them in, and yeah, they'd be floppy pockets. So, hi Jenny. Anyway, so that's my make. Speaking of makes, I would not consider this a beginner-friendly. It's friendly, but it's not beginner pattern. I think anyone who wants to make it can make it, beginner or not. If you want to just jump in and just make it, you can do it. I mean, you will learn a ton, right? But I think if you're wanting to really like slowly get into the sewing process, if you're brand new to sewing, I would not start with this. Even I've been sewing for more years than I care to even admit, I had to read and reread some of the instructions. Like, wait, what is she saying to me here? Like, can we say that again? A couple times I'm like, what? Like yelling at the tutorial. Like, my brain was not computing some of it. It is a Joanna, Jenny. If you're just now joining us, I made a Joanna, and I upsized it for a shacket version. So I went up about 2 sizes-ish to make kind of a layering jacket, and I love it. It's pretty awesome. This is flannel, and it feels amazing on. It's perfect. We're finally getting into that in-between stage from a seasonal perspective. I live in Indiana, so one day it's summer, the next day it's winter. We're extremely inconsistent with our weather situation. But I wear sweaters all the time. So every time you've seen me, I'm pretty sure, for for Tipsy Tuesday, I've been wearing some sort of cardigan or something. If it's not last couple weeks, it's been a Quinn cardigan, or I have an old cardigan that I bought at Walmart that I literally wear as a coat that is disgusting. And I love it, and I wear it anyway. See, Joan says she adores her button front shirts, and she puts a pocket on the upper inside front for her phone. Oh, I love that idea. That's a great idea, especially from a jacket perspective. I think that's awesome. Jenny says, speaking of the Joanna, I think with a pattern like that, it's helpful to make more than one, maybe a muslin and a final, or maybe some for a couple of people. The second ends up being so much easier. She's absolutely right. Once I made it, like I got to the sleeves. The sleeves were not bad. Once you did the cuffs, it was no big deal. Once I got to that point, I was like, I could make this again, barely looking at the instructions. You just got to get through it, right? That's the big thing. There is this learning curve, regardless of any pattern you're making for the first time. That's why muslins are important. I get the importance of muslins. That's why they're important, because it kind of like gets you into the tutorial, and they're like, okay, especially if you're using a from a different company. You know, everybody writes differently and thinks differently, so you're getting used to the way they write the instructions. And that muslin gives you the opportunity to kind of really settle in to that tutorial. And the first one might feel funky, but the second one is going to feel so much better. You're going to need a whole lot less hand holding from the tutorial. So yeah, Jenny's absolutely right. Okay. Winter weather is coming back this week. We're getting rain. Thank goodness. I don't want snow. It's been a pretty mild winter so far, but it's always like around Easter, March-ish, we end up with some sort of snow situation. Anyway, so this is my Joanna. So I wanted to share, because this is not, in my opinion, a beginner pattern. This is more intermediate. Sorry. Joan and I have similar sewing machines. That makes me happy. Joan says she loves this process of slow sewing. Especially the button downs. I agree. Buttonholes with the attachment I learned with on the 1920s treadle, which I have one of those as well, and they're amazing. It makes a reliable and identical buttonholes with cams in 16th inch increments. That's wild. I don't know that I have that, but I do have that 1920s treadle machine that my husband bought me that is super fun to sew on. There's a major learning curve, and it is legit a slow sew. Let's see. Okay, so because this is not, when I'm talking about a not beginner pattern, I wanted to show you some beginner patterns. Now, these aren't just for beginners. We make them all the time as staples in our wardrobe as seasoned sewists. And so let me get over here to this. A blog post. We have a new blog post this week that's all about beginner-friendly patterns. And I want to share my screen with you, hopefully. Every single time I go to do this, I forget how to do it. Every single time. There we go. We will cancel that. Hopefully you can still hear me. I got a weird notification. Jenny says, I will follow up here. So Jenny says, sorry if I'm missing your comments. 5 out of 4 instructions on that shirt are really great, though. So much easier than some of the other button-down shirt patterns out there. That's good to know. I've never made any other button-down shirt patterns. This was my first, well, it's my first one making a button-down ever, of any kind. And there were moments that I was like, what are you saying to me? But it's just getting used to what we're talking about. You know, if you're used to making knit garments, there are some things you have to do to wovens that you wouldn't do to knits. And so you're just getting used to that. And I agree that the instructions are very well done. So anyway, we have the new blog post out that came out yesterday, all about beginner-friendly patterns. And this is not an exhaustive list of beginner-friendly patterns. We have a ton of super beginner-friendly patterns that seasoned sewists like myself use all of the time. Everything from the ninja leggings or ninja pants, I guess they're called, to the easy tee. There's a bunch of them. And if you're adventurous and you want to jump in and do some big time learning, then yeah, you can do any of these patterns. I think a beginner, if they really wanted to, could work out this pattern. I learned how to sew on wovens. And I find I like sewing with wovens. I just do. That's what I did for years and years. And so sewing with wovens is not scary, just like sewing with knits is not scary. So anyway, here's my list, or here's our list, I should say, of some of our favorite beginner-friendly 5 out of 4 patterns. Now, you know, or you should know, if you don't and you're new here, we have a whole basics line of patterns. And the basics are just that. They're basics. So they're staples for your wardrobe, but also great for beginners. They come with both. The tutorial has both illustrations and photos, depending on your learning style, just so you can get into it and start learning. And the first one we have here are the Mia shorts and pants. These are a relaxed fit pant. Let's see. If you're new, everything comes in 8.5 by 11, the printing format, A4, A0, and projector. All right. So let's look down here. All right, so you have all these options. I'm not going to read everything to you because you know how to read. But there is a comprehensive fitting directions at the end of the tutorial, which is helpful for anyone. I don't care how long you've been sewing. Then we have the Sheila Everyday Tee. These are really great. Excuse me. It's a great pattern. Both, the Mia as well, both in adult and kid sizes, which is really awesome. Super cute. Now this is a knit. I can't remember. Is the Mia knit and woven? Woven. This is for woven. The Mia pants are for light to medium weight or mid-weight woven. All right. And they've got pockets. They're pretty awesome. Sorry, I meant to mention that. So this is for knit. Sheila is for knit. Everyday tee and dress, of course. Now we have, this is the Michelle fitted tee. What's the difference between the everyday tee and the fitted tee? Well, one is less fitted than the other. So, ooh, I almost made, who's saying that? I almost made the Maria tank yesterday. Almost, and then I didn't. So the Michelle tee is fitted, and you can see it comes in both adults and kids sizes as well. Very beginner friendly, great for knit fabrics. Now we have the Andy tank. This is for our men's size chart. Does that mean only men can wear it? Absolutely not. Make it for yourself, whatever you are. But this is a standard beginner tank from our men's size chart for knit fabrics. Moving on, we have the Daniel shorts. Same things goes for this. It's from our men's size chart. But if you like this type of, to me it looks like a basketball short. If you like that type, make it. It's for beginners and also knits. The Andy tank is awesome. Great for your boys, yeah. I didn't add the raglans to this. How did I miss the raglans? The raglans did not get added to this blog post. Those are really great, fun beginner patterns, and we have 3 of them. The Sally skirt. This is a really fun pattern. Hey, that's me. That's funny. The Sally skirt is in both adults and kids sizing as well, and you can see based on this photo that there is a plain waistband, and there's also this kind of little twisty knot looking waistband. There are videos that show you how to do it. It's pretty awesome. It's a great beginner pattern. The skirt can be done in knit or in woven. And there's the maxi length, and there's a knee length. I mean, there are a lot of options with this skirt, and it is super stinking cute. All right, the Sarah Everyday Tank and Dress. So we have an everyday t-shirt, and this is an everyday tank, so it's a little bit different. It also comes in adults and kids size, and goes all the way to a maxi dress, which Rochelle is modeling here. For the women's, the adult sizes, and it's super, super cute. This is a great option. Yeah, the knot waistband, if you want to call it knot, I don't know. That's what it looks most like to me as well. For the Sally skirt, does look super fancy and difficult, but it is so stinking easy. Once you've done it, you're like, I can't believe it. And then you get all kinds of compliments on how cool your clothes are. But this is a nice everyday tank. It is similar to the fitted tank, except what? The Mandy fitted tank is much more fitted. You can see on the women's fit model here that it is a very fitted tank. So you're not going to put this in a maxi. It's not going to work in a maxi. Less than an hour to cut and finish the Sarah. That's awesome. Melissa says she just made the Sarah maxi, and it took her less than an hour cut to finish. So that's fun. So that's the Mandy fitted tank. It depends. I would make the Mandy fitted tank as a layering piece. That's what I would use that for in the way I wear clothes. I don't just wear tank tops. That's just not me. But if you like tank tops, and you wear them regularly, you do that thing. Um, let's see. Now you have the kids Rachel knit pants. These are super cute, and they don't get nearly enough love. I love these pants. They are adorable. They come in baby sizes all the way through 14, I think. And you could do without the ruffle or with the ruffle, but why would you do it without the ruffle? I just think the ruffle is just too much. But this is a beginner friendly pattern. What I like about this pattern from a beginner perspective is you get to learn about gathering. Gathering isn't hard, but sometimes it can feel, daunting learning that new skill. And Rachel is here to help you with that. So cute. My girls look adorable in those pants. And then I stopped there. We stopped there because there are just so many other options. Jenny says they work great for her boys without the ruffle. Agreed. I don't have any boys, so we're ruffles all the time. So I love the ruffles. I think they're cute, but they're a nice standard knit pant for kids. So you make it with the ruffle, without the ruffle. I think it comes in like shorts, capris. I'm trying to think. I'm getting texts from people while I'm doing this, so I'm getting really distracted. I'm sorry. Shorts, and I think it comes in capris, and it comes with pants, a pant length. Yeah, they're good for every child is what they're good for. So I did make a list, an additional list of other, what in my opinion are beginner-friendly patterns, and this is not an exhaustive list, of course, which is why I put in so many more at the end. It does come with a single and double ruffle. It's too cute. So you've got the Easy Tee, the Rocky Tee, which is used as our men's size chart, the Mavis Circle Skirt, which is a woven skirt. The woven pajama pants are pretty awesome and are a great jump in for newbies. The Lena Lounge pants, which are my new favorite loungy unfitted, loose fitted pants. I love them. They're amazing. The pair that I made recently are just, I love them. I love them so much. But easy. Also the Katie Skort, the Caroline top and dress, the Iris wrap shorts, capris, and pants. Those are pretty cool. Then we have the sweatpants, which are Wilbur, Henry, and Fern. Those are pretty fun makes, and a ton more. Gonna sew some Lena's today. That's exciting. I love the Lena Lounge pants. All right, so that is the blog post for this week. Let me come back. Hey, I'm remembering how to use it every day or every week. I'm learning more and more. So anyway, we've got a lot of beginner patterns. There's also a lot of really fun tutorials on the blog that would be great for beginners that aren't clothing necessarily. A lot of really great things that Tiffany has put on the blog. So get over to the website, search, look what's going on, buy some patterns, do some fun tutorials. You won't regret it. Speaking of checking things out, I wanted to end today with really a kind of like a team shout out to our 5 out of 4 admin team. Jessica and Rochelle and I are not spinning these wheels by ourselves, not even kind of. And without having kind of the team behind us or behind the designers in particular, things don't happen and they don't get done because there are only 24 hours in a day. And I know many of you are regulars and you know our admin team, but they don't get a lot of love because they're just working behind the scenes, working. So like Tiffany, for example, she is our main blogger. She has written a ton of tutorials. She writes blog posts for our blog. She develops some of the content for the family. She checks the info email. So if you ever have an issue with a pattern or your account, and you email info@5out of4.com, she's the one who's going to be chatting with you. So she does the research that it takes to fix whatever issues there might be. So we really appreciate, we can't do what we do without Tiffany. If you see any posts on Instagram or Pinterest or the Facebook business page, or even in our Facebook page, if you see any reels or TikToks, anything like that, those are all Lindsay. Lindsay does every single one of those. She and we don't even have to say anything to her. She just does it. I love that quality in a human where I don't have to ask you or check in on you. You just do your job. And Lindsay does that. And as far as thankless, doing social media posts is a thankless job. And I just love working with Lindsay. She is a sweetheart. She, anything I ask her to do, she's like, yeah, no problem. And she takes care of things for me. She's a go-getter. I really, really love her. Yvonne says, Tiffany comes up with so many amazing patterns for the blog. She really, really does. She does some very, very, very cool stuff. One of my favorites that she has done, well, the gnomes at Christmas, we have about 35,000 gnomes in this house because of that post. My kids just love making the gnomes. They're on every surface. And the stuffed chicken pattern that she did a couple summers ago, I think. She did a chicken pattern that my girls Caroline still makes. Love that pattern. It's super, super fun. And also the octopus most recently has been really popular. I think that came out last year. October-ish for some reason is what I think, but I don't know if I'm right. But anyway, there's a lot of good things going on the blog, and Lindsay taking care of all of our social media and making those TikToks and those videos and those reels, and she takes care of all of the photos. Like, she really gets stuff done. And then we have Cindy, who, I don't know if you know this, Cindy had a baby recently, so she's got tiny people at home, more than one tiny person at home that she is caring for. But you'll see her, she helps out with the family group. She helps out with the ambassador team, things that I just cannot do on my own, or we cannot do on our own. We just needs support in those areas because there aren't enough hours in the day. And so you'll see Cindy really supporting posts within our 5 out of 4 Facebook group and also outside of it. She scours the internet. She scours Facebook and she finds ways to support 5 out of 4 and by commenting or suggesting or whatever. She's also a really great bag maker and future bag designer. And so she is a wealth of knowledge. She loves to work with leather, which I think is crazy. But yeah, she knows her stuff. So we have, obviously there's Rochelle and there's Jessica and there's me. And, we're the most visible right now. But I thought it was pretty important, that maybe I talk a little bit about our team and the hard work that they put in. Every single one of us are moms. Every single one of us are at home doing our thing. And so we're human beings just trying to do a really cool thing, which is work at this company, right? So anyway, I just wanted to give a little shout out to those 3 admins that we have that are each doing different things, but are equally as valued and important because we can't do all the things by ourselves at this point. We just really need, in addition to our ambassador team, we need that support, and we have it with those people. So anyway, I don't want to talk too much. Yes, Cindy's bags are gorgeous. I wish I was brave enough to tackle leather. I do have some like vinyl, so vegan leather or whatever. But yeah, I have this behind me. Everything's backwards on this camera. Right here, it's a Juki industrial machine. It's fabulous, but it needs a little bit of work. I need to get it serviced. That's what I would be sewing leather bags on, not any of my other machines. So I'm not even like jumping into that quite yet. But you are right, Cindy's bags. She really is. You should be the go-to person for your questions for sure in terms of bags. But anyway, I just wanted to take a minute and just, hi Heidi, to just give a little shout out to our team of people that are sometimes thanklessly working behind the scenes. And yeah, they deserve to be told thank you every now and then, right? So we all appreciate the work that they put in. So yeah. All right. That's all I've got for the day. I'm looking to see if there are any other questions. Lindsay is amazing. I love her. She's a doll. Tiffany did do the octopus. Yes, she did. Love how I'm not sure who said this, but she says, "Love how your sewing room has come along, and how much space." Yeah, I have a lot of space. I'm very happy with my sewing room. We're getting there. I finally have like some what are these called? Trim on some of my windows, so we're getting there. And I don't know if you can see. I've shown the family this. I've got these really great closets that my husband built shelves in, and then put lighting in, and it's been a really fun and messy project. I'm very, very happy with it. All right, well, that's all I have for the day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me on Tipsy Tuesday today. I didn't have a lot of tips for you. Well, I did talk about my shirt, which was pretty cool. So if you don't have the Joanna pattern, and it's something you want to jump into, it's worth the time. If you don't have the Quinn pattern, if you need a good cardie, I'm always up for a good cardie. Go get it. It's a good one. But yeah, look forward to the flare pants and leggings pattern coming out next week. We will look through these comments for a name, and whoever's name we pick will win a 5 out of 4 gift certificate or a gift card or whatever we call them. Anyway, have a really great week. I don't know if I'm here in for next week. I'll have to look at the schedule, but either way, I'll see you when I see you. He is a great husband. Legit. Anyway, I love my husband. I will talk to you when I talk to you next. I want to say it's next week again, but I don't know. Thanks for being here, and I will see y'all later.